Starting our first map, maybe if my, there we go. Starting our first map, spawning in the top left in teal from JaM Gaming. This is our Terran player, T-Shan. And his opponent over here in the top right in red, our Protoss player. This is Hilnor. So, very large map, as we can see, obviously. We did get relatively close spawns. I think these are the close by air spawns, technically. As the close by ground would be the vertical spawns. So there's a little bit further distance to go ground-wise from base to base, but it's not like it's a cross spawn, which will be absolutely humongous. Hilnor is scouting out initially, just checking things out. Want to make sure he's not gonna get cheese, but he's gonna go run into his opponent's base immediately, which is always nice. And T-Shan's SCV likewise is gonna be able to run into his opponent's base immediately. So now the player's gonna be in the dark for too much longer, as Hilnor does get in, sees everything, should be able to make some decisions from here. But now the player opening up any bit of a shocking manner. Hilnor about to go ahead and expands. Nexus does come down. I imagine we'll see this command center come down pretty soon. Probe is over here getting harassed by an SCV or two. Just make sure he doesn't want to have a pylon get thrown down or something. Where did the SCV from Tej go? He did have one on the map at one point. Must have brought it back. He got up here. I think he was checking for a proxy, perhaps. Make sure he wasn't getting proxied immediately, which is always a shame. First Reaper is out for our Terran player, so he's going to actually get across the map now. But yeah, I guess he did actually scout out, so I expected him to. I thought he was scouting initially, so he's going to actually take a really long time to see anything. You can see, of course, this vision, you don't see anything at all going on by Hilnor. But then again, there's nothing really going on other than this Nexus. So you know that's coming up. Twilight Council is the immediately first tech choice, but it's still relatively standard. Getting Blink early is always nice. Any other upgrade, honestly, out of the Twilight Council at this stage of the game is really nice to have. That first Nexus did finish up. We do have a factory all the way for the Terran player. His command center is finishing up shortly as well. And an engineering bay, actually, a pretty quick engineering bay. Maybe, I don't know, he hasn't seen anything, of course, so maybe just being a little worried about Stargate opener could be a thing, and if that were the case, he's going to want to have something to actually deal with it, since he did go immediately to a reactor after that initial Reaper. So he doesn't have any units to actually deal with it. Actually, he has 2 Reapers out. I just realized that. 2 Reapers can be kind of annoying, but there's already a Stalker out, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. We do have Blink on the way to begin with. Another gateway is being warped in as well. Reaper just scouting around. Might get out of here. Probably get out of here. Yeah, Stalker's just going to hang out. There's another Stalker up there. It just popped out at a really nicely timed moment. Kill off one of the Reapers, so it is only the one Reaper now. The other one has gone back down to his home in the bottom left part of the map, apparently. We do have an initial Widow Mine actually for the Terran player. This is a Platinum versus Platinum matchup. This league is an all-kill style league, but the leagues are different. We do have 2 Platinums and 2 Diamond players. We do start with the Platinum players, so we do have the Platinum matches up initially, so it's not like the Plats have to sit and wait for the Diamonds to kill each other and then try and kill a Diamond player or something like that. They do let the lower league players play to begin with. But a lot of defense here for our Terran player. He's adding on some more barracks. His starport has finished up. He does have that initial Viking on the way. Again, he seems really afraid of Stargate openers. This seems to be the case. But as it stands for Hilnor, it's just a lot of Stalkers are going to have Blink, so he could possibly get aggressive. We do have just an Observer coming out from this Robos facility. Maybe actually a 3rd Nexus coming in for Hilnor soon. Either that or maybe some more gates. He only has the 2. He's going to have 4 eventually. He does have a good amount of units out already. So it's not like he's going to die to anything immediately. We have a probe. Yep. probe going out to put down that third Nexus. So Hilnor is happily expanding, happily getting his economy up. Already up to 46 workers. Terran player only at 38. Gonna need to get that rolling. You have a Raven on the way here for Tej. Kind of a weird-ish setup. He's got 3 barracks, he's got a tank out, and he's got this starport with the tech lab on it. Hey, it's never a really bad thing to have a Raven out against a Terran player. Viking has appeared on the other side of the map, but there's so many stalkers here that even if this did try and do something silly, like land and get a bunch of kills, it's not going to be able to. Does Hilnor actually see anything now? Hilnor hasn't seen anything in a long time. It's a long time from the initial scout to when your observer actually gets across the map. But the Raven here, so that observer is going to die really fast. Does he see the Viking? No. The Viking is just out of range of Hilnor here. With Blade finished up, Charge is about to finish up as well. We have its first 2 forges out for our Protoss player. He's even getting a Templar Archive, so he's just getting all of the tech possible at the moment. Not too worried right now about an attack coming across the map. Viking gonna land. Oh, the Immortal does pay attention. So good response there from Hilnor. Viking doesn't get any kills, sadly for it. It just dies a horrible death on its own. It's a lot of units here for our Protoss player, but there is a really good sized army on this side of the map for our Terran. And thus far, he doesn't have a 3rd command center. He's adding on 3 more barracks right now. 4 more barracks right now, actually. There's another one in the main base I'm not seeing. So yeah, another barracks, but his medevac count is currently 0. Considering he went for that Viking initially, and then went for a Raven. So he's got no medevacs to help out this bio, which doesn't have stem either, actually. Is stem even in production? Okay, he does have stem in production. Good. That was a little frightening for a moment. Stem and Combat Shield both are in production. But I think Storm is already on the way. He's looking like he wants to get aggressive. He's positioned himself in that manner. This observer. Ooh, is he going to skirt around this? This is Envision of Tej, so he can go get it. Ooh, he's barely going to get away. No, it's not going to get away. Nowhere to hide for that. Nowhere to hide as that observer when there's a Raven around. We do see the 3rd command center has finally come down for Tej. He's starting in Liberator production, but still there's no medevacs at all. Yeah, there's no medevacs at all, and that's kind of scary, especially considering your opponent has Storm now. It's got 4 Tempo or 5 Tempo that I warped in pretty recently. A bunch of Zealots that have Charge. It's a scary army to fight if you don't have anything to heal up your own army. Both players actually kind of moving out almost at the same time. Okay, Hilnor is he's macroing up. He's like, I'm just gonna get enough units to kill you in one fell swoop. If the tanks do siege up, they'll have a good position. Liberator actually walking into this fight on move command. Storms go down actually on a tank. Oh my god, this bio just dies. All the deaths. Everything for Tej is dead except for this Raven. The Raven is all that remains. It's close to dying. Could throw out at least maybe a couple of auto turrets. Get some working kills on that. I mean, there's 16 workers up here. Actually, there's 21 workers up here. More army has walked to this side of the map for Tijan, but it gets cleaned up pretty quickly there. I mean, both players have +1, +1, +2. +2 is finishing up for the Protoss in about a minute. We have +2 attack coming for our Terran player. Still, he just has no medevacs. He's got a lot of Liberators. He's got 3 over here. He needs to put those somewhere where they're actually going to help. Because the Protoss player, he's moved across the map. Probably one of the good things right now for Tej that he can fall back on is the fact that there isn't a Warp Prism over here, there isn't a Pylon over here. So this army is this army. What am I going to get? Not a great shot. Tanks doing some damage here. Liberators need to siege up. With Libs siege, he should be able to hold this pretty easily. And in fact, the Libs, oh my god, these Templar. Oof. Templar, no. Templar, please. Hilnor going to lose his entire army now. And he's got a couple Stalkers left over. but those get cleaned up. So both players just throwing armies away left and right. There's not a ton of gates, I don't think. But of course, they don't show up. Oh, there they are. There's 8 gateways, so I mean it's a decent potential for warp-ins, but probably not what he would like to have right now. And that's a lot of units he just lost. There is a warp prism moving across. There's nothing over here to actually defend this. Tej is out on the map with his army again. Pretty decent army has been warped in to replace the army that Hilnor did lose. He does. I mean, he's got a 4th Nexus up. He's in still a really good position, and his tech is a lot better. 2 extra starports actually on the way here for Tijan, and this 3rd command center is a planetary. It's gonna be a really rough position for Hilnor to actually break, especially given the fact that he likes to throw his army away. Hey, we have medevacs in production. Actually, we have 2 on the map even. So we're making some big moves here. Both players have stayed really on top of their upgrades. +3 attack is on the way here for the Terran player. We got +3 attack on the way for the Protoss as well. He's got +3 armor even on the way. Double drop is loaded up. Looks like it's going to go into this natural area. Same time, Tej is going to try and attack, I assume, the 3rd base. Yeah, he's going to try and attack the 3rd base with this little bit of a force, but not going to work out too well for him. There's not a lot there, but the drop should get some damage done here. I think there's a tank in this as well. No, there's a Viking. Oh, it's a Marauder. That's a weird skin for the Marauder, though. Getting some kills. 25 kills. Liberators as well. Oh my god, I completely missed all these Liberators. Oh my goodness. 5 kills, 8 kills, 13 working kills over there. The economy has just disappeared for Hilnor. He has 32 workers still. If he can catch these 2 medevacs, that'd be great for him. Just needs to blink forward, perhaps. A couple Archons trying to derp around, but they don't have the range to deal with that. One medic does go down. Will the second one go down? Doesn't seem like it. Does survive and get out of there. 39 workers killed and all of that. 2 Liberators still over here. Now it's up to 40. Still has not dealt with these just yet. It can be really annoying to deal with. Warp Prism is still over here for the Protoss player. He just needs to do something with it. But his money right now is really, really low. Can't really do anything with it. Liberators will eventually die. Oh, I think Hilnor just killed his own Archon. Or something. He killed something in this. Turn damage. Health bars on. A little rough to try and do this with. I'm not GSL style observer. Large drop being picked up here. Once again by the Terran player. He's picking up most of his army at the time. Because, hey, why not? Hilnor's still trying to deal with this Liberator. He blinks forward. He will eventually kill it. There it does go down. But now he's going to have to deal with the fact that there's a drop coming in. And he's not doing anything about it. This drop is here. Checking from the vision of our Protoss player. Just no reaction to it at all. It's going for a ride. It's going for a very long ride into the main base, and there is a lot of units here. And I still don't think Hilnor's actually reacted to this at all. He's going to start getting the warnings now that, hey, something is going on in the main base and I need to deal with it. And he is going to walk back here eventually, but a lot of damage will get done in the meantime. Army has shown up now, and Tej, the Doom drops are real. Getting a lot of damage done here, but he is losing all of his army. 2 tanks do remain, doing a lot of damage. So, decent idea from the Terran player, but I don't think he really got a lot of worth out of that. Oh, hell yeah. We have a nuke on the way. We can only hope. We can only hope this nuke actually has something occur. Looking at army supplies, they are relatively even. Another big warp of Zealots by our Protoss player. He does have another Warp Prism, or maybe the same Warp Prism that hasn't done anything. He's got to wait to actually do something this time. The Terran player has a really nice economy going. He's getting his 4th command center up. Players are both on the map right now in different locations, which is going to be kind of rough for both of them if they run into this. Both players going for the respective fourth bases. Well, fourth base for Hilnor is going to be under attack. It's going to get lost. This Planetary is going to get mass repair here. It's going to get a lot of kills on it, I imagine. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, that fourth Nexus does go down. Planetary will go down. A lot of stuff has been lost by Hilnor here. I mean, his army supply is still pretty large, but he doesn't have really a response for the army on the other side of the map. He may want to try and just recall. He does recall. He's going to recall directly onto this third base. The army is just, it's a lot better composition right now for the Protoss player. He's going to be able to clean this up, I imagine. The Zealots doing a lot of damage here. There isn't any Storm. It's just all Archons at this point. So both players lose a base. 17 more probes did die during all of that. Looking at workers killed, 84 probes have been killed in this match. This is not a game where you want to be a worker. Army supplies once again are relatively even. The workers must have died at some point, or he select all army, hotkeyed it, brought on back. Yeah, he must have lost that at some point. There are some ghosts on the map. They are all in the natural though, so that nuke can be kind of scary to try and use. This Planetary it's not in a great spot to be defended. It's not like the Protoss player. The Protoss player was able to just recall back home and deal with this. The Planetary is going to be under fire. It's going to get some kills though again. But, I mean, these Zealots, everything over here is +3/+3. Attack and armor both. So this will eventually go down, and our Terran player is, once again, down to essentially no mining bases. But at the same time, he is going to walk across the map to see what he can get done. Do we have a recall available? I honestly don't know if there's a recall available. There's a bunch of storms available? Okay, there's maybe a storm available. A couple Marines over here being annoying. Zealots walking to their deaths. I don't know if Hilnor, if he just attacks at this point. There's 3 tanks. There's actually 5 tanks up here, and a Liberator as well. Probably doesn't want to try and attack up into this. He may do it anyways. In fact, he is going to go ahead and do this. Say, YOLO, I do not care. Gonna go for this. There's so many tanks teamed up over here. Storms do go down, get a lot of those SCVs. All the army has died at the same time on the other side of the map. Terran army is tearing through this Protoss' third base. Just waiting for the nuke launch at some point. We're getting a little bit of a base trade at this point. There's just so many workers who died in this game. There's nothing in production, just a few Marines in production right now for the Terran player. I think they're coming from this barracks down here. Yeah, they're coming from the bottom barracks down here. This Nexus will eventually fall. The probes are falling as well. Tej has realized that there's a base down here. There's a single Archon, but it dies pretty quickly. So that Nexus is under fire at this point. I don't know what you do as Hilnor. Maybe recall into his home. There isn't a lot over here. There's a few Zealots going to be working as they can. Stim Bio microwave back as best as they possibly can. The CC has been lifted. It's not good. It's not going to catch on fire. It is going to stay alive. Zealots getting so much work done. They're so beefy. And it's just Marines. There is a ghost within this. It is cloaked at this point. How much energy does it have? It's got a lot of energy on it. This fourth Nexus did go down. All that remains right now for our Terran player, he has got a CC. He's got these 3 barracks right now. The drop in the main has been cleaned up for the most part, except for the Zealot, or except for the Ghost. He's going to chrono out an Observer and try and deal with it. Does he have an Observer anywhere else on the map? He's got one. It's over here. So this is a strange situation. But I think the advantage goes to Hilnor. Oh no! If this catches on fire, that's going to be a bit of an issue. That Ghost does eventually die. Tej picks up his army for the most part. He's got a little bit of a force here as well. The Liberators are going to be under fire now. Blink forward. Is going to catch any of them. Doesn't catch any of them. So both Libs do get out. Oh, they're going to come home? Okay. Okay. I mean, there is a probe in production. He's got a few mineral patches left in his main base. Oh, this drop. It's being scary. Oh no. You do not have the army. You do not have the army to fight this. Tej. You're going to have to get on out of here. Honestly, from this point, I'm not sure what our Terran player can do. He's down in army supply. He's down in a base. He's got the 3 barracks. He can't produce anything because he's supply blocked. He's got the orbital, which Hilnor is going to go for now. Would almost just like to see Hilnor make a Stargate. Just get at least one so you can get a Phoenix out, so you have that threat. Tej making tech labs. He doesn't have the money to do anything either, really. He lands at a base that has no mineral patches. It's got this, but I can't even click on it at the moment. This command center is going to take some damage here. Cheese picks up his entire army, but command center is going to go down. And now it's just 3 barracks, and eventually Tej is going to be revealed. There's not a lot he can do. Is he going to go try and just go for the main base? It looks like he's going to try and go just for the main base. And see if he can kill off all the buildings here. He is being revealed at this point, so Hilnor does know where things are. But barracks fly, too. It's going to fly away. There's nothing in the main base right now. Hilnor, he can warp in. He's got some supply and some money to do so. Actually, he doesn't have any money now. What did he do to lose his money? I don't know. This barracks. That's all that remains. That's all that remains. It's gonna go down long before anything else does, and that's gonna be it. GG, Hilnor. He will take that game. What a game one, folks. What a game one. That was silly. That got ridiculous.